So Global Impex, even the name Global and Impex, started out of a small cafe in a small town here in Minnesota, St. Joseph, in July of 2017, with one intern. Well, it is a humble beginning, and I did not know where this will lead to. We have grown from one intern to an average 25 interns in each of the cohort. And a lot of the things evolve organically, and that has been the history. And last 3 years has been an amazing ride for Global Impex, along with the two other subsidiary companies, the Guild Apparel, and then the StriveMed. Global Impex as a business is a textile fabric complete solution. We start from making sure the yarn which is sourced is the right quality for weaving the gray fabrics, even if it comes from outside. All the finishing, the dyeing, the water repellency finish, the fire repellency finish, now the medical finish, we do everything domestically US. We have 4 to 5 distribution centers around the country, starting with Minnesota in St. Cloud to down south in Georgia, South Carolina, and our West Coast warehouse is in Texas. So we have a distribution network across all 50 states. We stock goods, we do custom fabric, custom orders. And on the Guild side, we are doing custom clothing for high-end athletes and influencers, and right there in league with the modern fashion on what the industry wants, what the player wants. We work with each and every person individually in a very, very customized fashion way. And in StriveMed, we have been able to source the best kind of gowns which are FDA approved. We are finishing gown material. We carry a range of very good scrubs and others from our 5th distribution center in Toronto, in Canada, where all the stocks happen for the finished StriveMed products. So that's in a nutshell what is Global Impex group of companies. I think the first, what differentiates any company from others is the people. You know, from the founders to the interns, to our vendors, to our everyone, the kind of culture we have, the interrelationship we have, the interpersonal skills we have, the openness we have, the basic values of today in the modern society of diversity, inclusivity, having a global supply chain, having a domestic supply chain, going above and beyond the customer's expectations. So we are really ramping up our R&D, our testing, our quality, which is our focus for coming years. To do quality work, not just quantity work.
At the end of the day, we want to work well with our, through the whole kind of supply chain, with the mill onto the end user and then beyond. I mean, basically what our value proposition back to our customers is we want to provide them with a really good quality product at a very, good price and, customer service. I mean, we think that three-legged stool is where we need to be to help differentiate us in the marketplace. The focus of our business practice for King and I coming from a college setting, King is still involved as a professor. He and I worked for, next door to one another in essence for, about a decade. And so, our philosophy was in this day and age, with a global economy, the expectation is that the student come out kind of ready to really make an impact, within the organization. So from a work culture perspective, what we want to do, our goal is to train our interns to give them a foundational understanding of our product lines, and then to allow them to go out into the marketplace and have their own little individual fingerprints on the work that they do. King and I oversee the operation, but we roll it out to our interns, whether it's in digital marketing or in sales or operations, what have you, to really kind of flex their interest muscle in those areas. And it's been really exciting. It's a learning process for us. It's a learning process for the interns. But at the end of the day, everything seems to be going quite well. from a teaching perspective, I mean, we look at, I mean, King and I are continuing to grow and develop. And that's, I suspect that's human nature, that you're always kind of growing and developing. You know, as my mom told me that my grandmother would say, my grandmother, you know, grew up in Zagreb, Croatia, you know, as you live, you learn. And so that's kind of the teaching philosophy, you know, is that we're all just kind of learning incrementally. And I mean, we're learning and we're growing in the marketplace, and, you know, kind of understanding what's going on in the environment, and we're trying to adapt as best we can. And we like to have fun with it. You know, at the end of the day, we feel that that's important. So, yeah, that's how we're approaching it.